So, dear friends, today we'll study the analysis of cubic structure by powder method. Analysis of the cubic structure by powder method. Okay. So for that purpose, we consider the one monochromatic X-ray of the wavelength. So we can say the X-ray beam. That X-ray beam so X-ray beam is must be the monochromatic. Okay, so wavelength is lambda. So lambda is and the wavelength. So lambda is the wavelength. You use the lambda is the wavelength of the X-ray. So that is what happens, which is the incident on the cubic crystal. Now you can use specifically cubic structure. So you can be suppose your length of that lambda X-ray will be the incident on your the cubic crystal. Then what happens? So there is a diffraction will be the occurring. So the diffraction pattern will be the recorded on the your photographic film. So which is seen as like the this structure. This is a structure of the suppose the diffraction pattern which is seen. So can we see it is on a photographic film. Then suppose there is an L1, L2, L3 is the distance between the symmetrical line on the stretched film. So L1, L2, L3 are the distance between the symmetrical line on the stretched fields. And theta 1 and theta 2, theta 1, theta 2 and theta 3 be the corresponding incidence angle for the diffraction. So this is L1 is and distance for corresponding there is incident angle is theta 1, L2 for the corresponding incident angle is theta 2 as like this. So theta 1, theta 2, theta 3 are the corresponding diffraction angle. So we know there is an circular symmetrical lines on the film can be identified by the experimental parameter phi, and which is related to the theta by the relations can be refer this figure. So before we are to starting, you should be remember there is a one figure which shows the so suppose this is symmetrically and you can use the so this is an your the incident X-ray. So this is an your the specimen. So you can use this specimen. Now there is a diffraction ray. So this is an your the cone. Then we consider there is another diffraction. So we got the another cone. We got the another cone. Now suppose this is an your the two theta, that is a semi angle. So this is for first 2 theta 1 and this is suppose for 2 theta 2, because this is an your the this is for corresponding L2 and this is for corresponding, this is for the L1, this is for the L2, and the phi is an angle between the positive. So here is an phi 1 for the first and this is an your phi 2 for the second cone. So similarly can be find out the theta 2, theta 4, theta 5. So if you have to use these figures, then we can use here twice theta plus phi is equal to pi. See here, this is an your the twice theta, this is an your twice theta, and this is your phi. So angle between this is an your 180 degree. So it is nothing but pi. So you got the twice theta plus pi is equal to twice theta plus phi is equal to pi. Now we know that there is an relation between the distance between the two parallel planes. So suppose the D is an your distance between the two parallel plane or interplanar distance. So Miller indices, suppose the HKL is an your Miller indices, then we got the equation. So we are already studied this. DHKL is equal to A divided by square root of HS square plus K square plus L square. Now this is formula for the interplanar distance between the two parallel plane for the cubic structures. Cubic, there is A, B, C is an equal. So A is nothing but your lattice spacing. This is an your lattice spacing. So that is your lattice constant. So it is in lattice. Now can we consider as a Bragg the diffraction condition is the twice d sine theta. Bragg's condition is the twice d sine theta is equal to n lambda. So we got the twice d sine theta is equal to n lambda. N is an order of diffraction, lambda is the wavelength of the X-ray, theta is an over the diffraction angle, d is an interplanar distance. From this equation we can be write the equation for d is equal to n lambda divided by 2 into sine theta. Okay. So we got this d. Now this d is nothing but your HKL plane. We can use the d interplanar HKL. So this DHKL and this DHKL must be the same. So this must be. So left side is same. So right side is same. So we can be right here n lambda divided by twice d sin theta. So sin theta is equal to a divided by h square plus k square plus L square. So if you are to squaring both sides of the above equation, rearrange the terms, we got, means you can do the multiplication. So if you are to move this h square k square to the left side and this is to the right side, so we got n square lambda square into h square plus k square plus L square here is equal to a square so we got the a square twice, that is a 4 d square sin square theta. Only you should be the squaring both sides and here to the multiplication, you to move to the even left to the right, right to the left. So you got this equation. So there is no d. Yes, there is no d. It is not happening. That is d is not here. So because d is it is 2 sin theta. So this is not required. Here, so it should be remember lens. Wait some time. Here it is wrong. You should be remember it. D is not there. So should be the remember it. D is not there. See here, d is equal to, actually there is a d is equal to n lambda upon 2 sin theta. Yes, it is a 2 sin theta. So if the d is an comparing, so there is an actually a or n lambda divided by 2 sin theta, not a d is there. So it should be remember 2 sin theta. It should be the correct your idea. So we got a upon square root of the h square plus k square plus L square. Okay. Now you have to squaring both sides. So we got the equation n square lambda square in bracket h square plus k square plus L square is equal to 2 square, that is a 4 a square sin square theta. So we got this equation. Now here h, k, l is an your integer. n is also integer, lambda is an your wavelength. So this n HKL is an your positive. This value must be the positive. So it should be replace this by the n because it is integer. So we can be say that is a n square h square plus k square plus L square is equal to suppose there n. Suppose there n. So we got equation this n into lambda square is an your wavelength of the X-ray is equal to 4a square sine square theta. Actually this n will be the constant, that is your integer. So from this equation we can be write here lambda square upon 4a square is equal to sine square theta divided by n. So your lambda is the wavelength of the X-ray, so it will be the constant actually. Wavelength of the given X-ray will be the constant, it is not vary. A is an lattice constant. So lattice constant is a constant for the corresponding material, which is not vary with in your experiment. So lambda is constant, A is constant. If lambda constant, A constant, 4 is constant, so we can easily write there sine square theta divided by n must be equal to the constant. Must be equal to the constant. So it should be it is a constant. Now for simple cubic crystal, it is found that so there is a interplanar distance, that is a plane is D1 0 0 D1 1 0 and D1 1 1. So these are the three plane which is available in your the cubic. So this interplanar distance for the 1 0 0 plane, 1 1 0 and 1 1 plane. So ratio of these three plane we can be written, that is the proportion of that interplanar distance is the D1 10 D1 11. So we got 1 proportional to the 1 upon square root of the 2 proportional to the 1 upon under root 2 proportional to the 1 upon under root 3. So this is an proportional interplanar spacing for the 1 0 0 plane, 1 1 0 and 1 1. So this relation can be verified this plane by taking the some experimental data of the cubic structure. So suppose there is an lambda is equal to 1.3. See, this relation will be satisfied by using the sum one equation. You can take some value. Suppose the lambda is 1.3 angstrom. Wavelength of the X-ray is 1.3 angstrom. Now the maximum of the reflected X-ray are obtained at the angle theta 1, that is your first order, or 19.2 degrees. Second is 27.5 0.72 degree. Third will be the 34.73 degree. So this is a for parallel plane having the interplanar distance d1, d2. So this is for the d1, this is for the d2, this is for the d3. d3 means your d100, d11 and d11. So to find the lattice constant A and interplanar spacing D, so should be remember that is lattice constant A and interplanar spacing D for the set of the parallels we can be the prepare can be determine the sin square theta upon n. So we got the lambda and d. For the angle theta, there is a three angle theta 1, theta 2, theta 3. Your formula is there sin square theta divided by n. N is an your integer. So with the put here theta 1 one times, then theta 2, then theta 3. So sin square theta 1, sin square theta 2, sin square theta 3. And we can be the calculate your sin square theta upon n. So we will get the one table which shows the all value that we will see here table. So suppose this is an your suppose order column and this is an your suppose the theta 1 is equal to 19.2, theta 2 is equal to 27.72 and last theta 3. As usual, what is the value of the theta 3? You should be remember 34.73. Okay. So by determining the value, so we got the for the second order, suppose the n is the 2, so we got the value of the 0.0541. So it can be determined here 0.1081, then here 0.1623. This is for the second order for the theta 1, theta 2. So similarly can be determined for the your 3, 4, 5 as like this. So we get the value if you have to consider the 4. So for 4 it is becomes a 0.0271 and this is for the 0.0541 and here is a 0.0812. So similarly for the 16, so we got this. So this is an about your values. So if you have to use this sin square theta 1, so here we got the value here 0.0541. Now this diagonals will be considered the constant value. So sin square theta upon n is equal to 0.051. If you have to satisfy using this equation, use this value, so we got the your lattice constant. See here sin square theta upon n is equal to 0.0541. So this is equal to the lambda square upon 4a square. So you can be put the value lambda and you can be determine the value of the your lattice constant a, and this is about the 2.79. So lambda is the wavelength of the X-ray, it is a standard value, which is given already. So we got the lattice constant is equal to the 2.79 angstrom. So if the A is known, then you can be determined what the interplanar distance DHKL for the plane. Interplanar distance for the every plane. If the A is known, so can we use the formula standard, that is the A divided by square root of the HS square plus K square plus L square. You have to use the HKL, that is the 100. If there is a use the 100 D100, so we got actually A is equal to 2.79 angstrom. 2.79 angstrom divided by H is 1, K is 0, L 0. So H is 1, that is H is 1. So it is equal to 2.79 angstrom is an over the D100. Similarly, we can be determined for the D100, D110. So you can be only put the H is equal to 1, K is equal to 1 and L is equal to 0 in over the above formula. So we got the 1.973 angstrom. And if we use the for D11, so we can use the H is equal to 1, K is equal to 1, L is equal to 1, that is equal to square root of 3. So 2.79 divided by under root 3. So we got the 1.61. Now you can use your D100 is and your the 2.79. If you use the for D110, so it is equal to actually 2.79 divided by under root 2. And for D11, it is equal to 2.79 divided by square root of the 3. That's why there is a ratio of the, this is D1, D2 and D3 is 1 upon under root 2 is 1 upon under root 3. So this is a ratio of our interplanar spacing. So we got this. This ratio can be confirmed by using the Bragg's diffraction condition. तुम्ही हा रेशो जो आहे तो Bragg diffraction condition मध्ये टाकून पाहू शकता. Twice d sin theta is equal to n lambda आहे. So you should be use the n is equal to 1. You can put the n is equal to 1 there. That is order of diffraction taking the 1. So we got the twice d1 sin theta is equal to lambda, twice d2 sin theta 2 is equal to lambda. That is, we got the 3 equation here. Twice d1 sin theta 1 is equal to lambda. Similarly here twice d2 sin theta 2 is equal to lambda. Twice d3 sin theta 3 is equal to lambda. So if you use here d1 is equal to lambda upon 2 sin theta 1, d2 is equal to lambda upon 2 sin theta 2, dt is equal to lambda upon d sin theta 2. So we got the equation 3, that is lambda upon 2 sin theta 1, 2 sin theta 1 is equal to lambda upon 2 sin theta 2. So lambda upon 2 sin theta 3. So if you are to comparing this proportional, so we got 1 upon sin theta 1, 1 upon sin theta 2, 1 upon sin theta 3. So this is the proportional of this three plane. So if you are to put the value of the theta 1, theta 2, so we got the final answer. That answer will be the 1 upon under root 2 and 1 upon under root 3. So this is your Bragg's condition is same as your the powder diffraction methods. Okay. So this is about the cubic crystal structure can be analyzed by using the powder method and also the diffraction condition. You should be remember it. Okay, thank you.